So a wonderful opportunity for businesses, entrepreneurs, startups. You now have a resource for yourself. The William J. Harrison Center has partnered with the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce to launch what is called the Entrepreneur Academy. Hooray!
Yes.
We want you to join us on Monday, September 26th for the launch party, Tuesday. We want you to join us on Tuesday for the launch party and chamber meeting at the William J. Harrison Center. And joining me today to share the good news is Veta Thurman-Jeffery, who is the executive director.
And actually, I'm the executive board member.
The executive board member,
Yes.
she of the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber. Thank you for joining me.
Al, thank you so much for having me. You're always a joy.
So first of all, it is very exciting to know that the Black Chamber exists. Tell everybody why and what the St. Louis Black Chamber is.
Man, I'm so excited just to see how things have come together. So the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce is an entity that was designed to help organize Black St. Louis businesses around building the economic structure of St. Louis.
Okay.
If we're looking at the fact that 46% of St. Louis and St. Louis County is composed of African Americans, and we want to lift the economics of our town, we can't avoid lifting the economics of Black St. Louis, which means lifting the economics of our Black businesses. It's well known that businesses tend to hire people from their own neighborhoods.
Sure.
And so our Black businesses are more prone to hire people from our neighborhoods, thus giving them an uplift and helping with us economically. So that's one of our main focuses. But advocacy always has to be a reach of a chamber, and then just creating an ecosystem so that businesses know where to go if they want to do business with one another.
Well, once you became visible and opened the doors and registration for it, many of us were extremely excited to come on board. What makes this special here and at this time? And what do you do different?
Yeah, so the coming together of the St. Louis Community College William J. Harrison Center and the Heartland St. Louis Black Chamber is unheard of. Stacey Edwards is truly a woman of vision.
Yeah.
And when she came up with the idea of looking at how could she use her center to support the area of town and all of the area of town that it's in. It's located at 3140 Cass, which is actually one block east of Grand in North St. Louis. And so it's actually even across from Vashon High School. And I say that because the importance of where it's located and the opportunity that it brings to the community is huge.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the namesake of the William J. Harrison Center, a man whose heart was to lift the community and the efforts that he did, for example, with St. Paul Saturdays, most of us remember, and all of the efforts that went there. And so it's so exciting to bring all of those pieces together and be able to bring to North City a place where businesses can come together and bring their brain power together even to talk. There are a lot of things going on around St. Louis, but nothing in North City to allow businesses that are members of the chamber to convene. They can have meetings, they can have conferences, they can just have a place to converge and discuss their ideas in North City to kind of culminate ideas to bring the community up. So I'm real excited about this.
I'm excited as well. Now, membership has its benefits because now you have this resource center, but this resource center will also be a great place for us to engage, interact with one another. Yeah. Talk about some of the benefit of membership with the St. Louis Black Chamber.
Man, so we are doing some phenomenal things. We're still building, changing, and developing our website because we're going to have a space open for the public so they can see all the great things going on with the chamber. But we're also going to have a back room that's specific just to our members. And in that back room, our members will be able to interact together. They'll be able to highlight what's going on in particular with their businesses. They'll be able to share what their needs are so that they can help one another fill those needs. They can look at RFPs. They can look at if they need to hire someone. That's the space where all of that will go on. But in addition to that, they'll be able to find out about all the many seminars that we have that we'll be bringing to the table. We've got some great banking and financial partners that are going to, on a regular basis, come to the chamber to educate our community. On the evening of September 26th, that Tuesday, so from 5 to 6:30, we're doing the launch, which is going to include a tour of the William J. Harrison Center, so they'll get to see all of what's available to them. But from 6:30 to 8, we're actually going to have a listening and an educational session where we're going to have Kathy Conley-Jones come out and talk to our Black business owners about how insurance and the small Black business correlate. When they're constantly looking to change the Affordable Care Act, businesses are scrambling trying to figure out if that change happens, what does that look like for me? And so she's going to be there to kind of walk people through how they can still stay insured, make sure that because they stepped away from organized corporate America, that they didn't have to step away from all benefits, and how they make sure that the insurances don't have to eat up all their profits.
Sure.
But throughout the year, we'll be having a number of seminars that are teaching people how to have access to capital, how to not only raise their credit scores to make sure that they have that access, but how do you if you have a product that you're selling, how do you get your product from an idea to the shelf?
Right.
Or how do you get outside the walls of St. Louis? Maybe you have a product that you want to take international, and the chamber is positioned to be able to help you with that. And so those are just some of the things that we're going to be able to help businesses have access to that kind of information.
That's super. So you mentioned a listening session for businesses, and I attended one of your other listening sessions,
Yes.
which was really insightful for me and helped me think about my business in all new ways. What do you hear our businesses are needing?
You know what, Jay, that is such a good question. And the more I'm out pounding the pavement talking to business owners, what I'm hearing just definitely is the need for support. Our businesses want a place where they can converge and talk and let that brain power, that synergy come together to help them grow. But they're also looking for ways to be able to be in contact with each other, with one another. And so what I'm excited about is as we continue to grow the chamber, we'll be able to provide that space for them. So the other thing I have to add too, a lot of times when people start businesses, they might be great at the skill they started their business at, but they may be poor at accounting, for example, or organizing, or they may not be as with it in terms of understanding how to use social media or technology. And so one of the things that we want to do through some collaborative efforts is just kind of have a bartering system in the chamber, because business owners they typically put every dime they have back into making their business grow. Yep. But if we can create a bartering system, that means some of our businesses can still build capacity without having to use all of the monies that they have, and be able to be a service to one another. So I'm real excited about that.
Right. You're excited. And when you say that, people don't realize how personal and real this is for you. This comes after a long journey of work, trying to make things better, putting forth your time, energy, and resources in making a difference and an impact. Why does this matter to you personally? What is this to you personally?
You know what, Jay, that's a good question. And I try to tell people as succinctly as I can. There are several things here for me. I am very proud to be who I am. I am proud of my community.
You're tight.
I am not anti anybody. And our community, St. Louis, is one that has made only the Black community have to choose. Jewish people get to be proud of being Jewish. Irish people get to celebrate their heritage. But Black people have to sometimes deny who they are to appear as if we can get along. And I'm very thankful. God made me who he made me. But my heart goes out because I understand the need. My dad was a business owner. And he sold Kirby's, and so we would go into homes, and I was a wee bit of a little girl, and he would drop dirt on the floor and sing these little songs and clean the floor better than it's ever been cleaned before in life. But in any sales industry, there are high highs and there are low lows. And when people walk away from organized corporate benefit structures, it tears down the family if they're not ready. My heart is in building capacity of our families so that husbands and wives stay on the same pages, so that children can grow up in environments where they thrive and see the benefits of entrepreneur without just seeing all the heartache and pain. Mm-hmm. And because St. Louis had a Bosnian chamber, it had an Asian chamber, it had a Hispanic chamber, but no Black chamber. We have all these minority organizations, but no entity dedicated solely to empowering Black businesses and helping them build capacity. My heart's desire is to change that and allow them somewhere to converge, get what they need, build where they need to build, and be able to allow their families to take advantage the way all of our other powerful families get to in our city.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, you've had the favor, I call it, to be in the inner sanctums of large businesses, mm-hmm. influential corporations, corporate leaders, community leaders, all the way to the top of leadership.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you know that we don't, that we need to? That you're allowed to say without getting in trouble.
Think about
teach,
that
baby, teach.
Here's what I know. St. Louis needs you. They need Jade Harrell and RareGem Enterprises. They need Christopher Harrell, and I can't think
CKH Financial.
They need CKH Financial. They need Sweet Arts. They need all of our businesses. In order for St. Louis to be what everyone is coming together saying that they want it to be and to have the reach that we want to reach, we need these businesses to thrive. So when people are sitting at home saying, man, I can't go another further, and they're crying and they're heartbroken and they're tired and they're worn out and they're looking at their bank accounts and they're trying to figure out, man, how do I keep going? We need them to be successful. We need them to be able to not only be successful for themselves, but to be able to multiply and hire individuals. Because a small business owner that hires 2 or 3 people, that's 2 or 3 house notes being paid, car notes being paid. Those are school district taxes that are being paid and helping to grow our community. So St. Louis needs these mom and pop shops, even when they feel that they don't matter. Yeah. We need them to be successful. Yeah. And they've got to be able to link arm in arm and get in lockstep and know that regardless of whether you feel it all the time, that there are people rooting for you to be successful so that you can have a chance to etch a difference and change St. Louis the way we're really trying to do so.
Your enthusiasm, excitement is contagious. Send out the invitation for the grand opening, the launch of the Entrepreneur Academy.
Absolutely. We want Come One, Come All to come out on Tuesday, September 26, 2017. From 5 to 6, come out, enjoy the festivities, enjoy the food, enjoy the camaraderie, take a tour of the facility, and just envision yourself in the space.
Yeah.
And then stay with us from 6:30 to 8 for the listening session to hear from Kathy Conley-Jones, understand, connect with other business owners, and understand the supports that the Chamber wants to bring to you. A lot of people keep saying, I don't know what the Chamber's doing. What's going on? We're going to have a calendar so that you can know what dates we'll be offering, what classes. But come out and join us and just come one, come all, and be part of what we're building in your North City.
Fantastic. And how do we get linked up with the Chamber and get my membership?
Man, that's so good.
Live.
So here's what I need people to do. I need people to text the word Chamber, CHAMBER. Text that to the number 314-665-1767. If you text the word Chamber to 314-665-1767. That allows us to catalog you and get all the information that you want to you as we're building what we're building for you.
Wow, high tech even.
We're growing.
Absolutely love it. Veta Thurman-Jeffery, the executive board member of the Heartland Black Chamber of Commerce, St. Louis chapter. Thank you for letting us know, for doing the work and making sure that we get connected.
And Jay, thank you for doing you.
I'm a mess. Hashtag LGI2. Let's get it together. That includes our businesses.